Hey, it's Cassie from Curry Honda in Chicopee. You're listening to the Bax And Nagle podcast on Rock 102. Come see us at Curry Honda for the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Experience the best at Curry Honda. Thanks for listening.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 5:34. And Soundgarden with Bax And Nagle and Rock 102.
Cloudy today with a high of 77. It is 67 in downtown Springfield.
Fitzy from TownieNews.com will be joining us after 8 o'clock this morning. We're talking to him about God knows what. And I got a bone to pick with something that happened here late last week.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
I would think you would. I think you would share the same outrage that I do.
I actually have a different take on that will work to our advantage. So we'll dive into that a little bit later today.
All right. You got my curiosity piqued.
All right.
So there's that and other stuff, too. Bax And Nagle on Rock 102. Hollywood Trash is brought to you by Western Mass Masons. Call them for all your foundation and chimney needs.
Somehow you still care about what's happening in Hollywood. So from Tinseltown, 3,000 miles away, it's Steve Nagle's Hollywood Trash.
Hayden Panettiere has died at the age of 36, with her family confirming her death through her representative. She was best known for playing Claire Bennett on Heroes and Juliet Barnes on Nashville, which earned her 2 Golden Globe nominations. She also appeared in Remember the Titans and the Scream franchise and had prominent video game roles in Until Dawn and Kingdom Hearts. Panettiere began working as a child and had a career in entertainment spanning more than 3 decades. Earlier this year, she released the memoir This Is Me, A Reckoning, discussing her experiences with addiction, postpartum depression, abusive relationships, and growing up in the entertainment industry. No cause of death has been publicly disclosed. Reports say the circumstances remain under investigation, so any connection between her death and the issues discussed in the memoir would be just speculation at this point.
36, man. That's
very young.
Very, very young.
Yeah. Johnny Depp is officially in talks to return as Captain Jack Sparrow.
Has he not taken this role from every angle possible already?
What are you talking about? There's so much more to unlock with this character.
Is there really, though?
Well, I mean, I think they're going to talk about the time that Captain Jack Sparrow was a teenager and had a shift at Taco Bell. And
you said like swashbuckle his way to handing you like burritos.
Yeah, and that time that he had to take a chemistry class that he was very upset about because he didn't know anything about chemistry. It's really interesting. It's really fascinating. Actually, what he went through.
What I would love to see is Captain Jack Sparrow pretend to be like a undercover narc in a high school, busting kids for drugs.
No, I would rather see Captain Jack Sparrow with scissors for hands.
Steve, that's the most ridiculous premise I've ever heard.
Why? He could shape ice sculptures with his hands.
What's he gonna do? Haircuts for like actresses like Diane Wiest or something?
Yes.
Get out of here. No one would ever buy it.
Well, you never know. There's also that version of Jack Sparrow that went undercover as a mob infiltrator as he was working for the FBI. And he had a completely different name. It wasn't Jack Sparrow. I believe it was Captain Donnie Brasco.
Yeah, I'll believe that the moment he becomes some sort of weird chocolate master surrounded by midgets.
You know what, though? I think that was a career that didn't really take off for him as much as he wanted to, because he couldn't be as good as the guy who originally owned the chocolate factory that had the exact same name and weirdly the exact same scenario that he went through.
Ironically, before that guy took over the chocolate factory, he was the Waco Kid, helped Sheriff Bart in the town of Rock Ridge.
Oh, is that what it is? I think I remember.
If I recall.
Do you remember that time that Captain Jack Sparrow had that mother that couldn't get out of the house because she was so large? And he had a special needs brother, and it was...
what's eating that guy?
I don't know. I have no idea. But, you could go a million different ways with this story. A million.
I guess you could.
Disney is stacking 2028 with some of its biggest properties, with 14 theatrical release dates reportedly reserved for the year. The lineup revealed around the D23-26 includes Pixar movies, live-action Disney remakes, and several major Marvel releases. Pixar's Ghost Market is scheduled for March 10th, followed by the live-action Tangled on March 31st. Marvel is targeting May 5th for its new X-Men movie, and Hugh Jackman appeared at the D23 and confirmed he will not return as Wolverine for the film.
Oh, my gosh. What's the point of even having it?
And a live-action Lilo and Stitch 2 is scheduled for Memorial Day weekend.
I thought the first one was.
What?
Wasn't that live action?
No, yeah, well, that was the one where they played Captain Jack Sparrow. You saw that,
yeah, right. And that's the one where Captain Jack Sparrow played a filmmaker and spent a lot of time with Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, see, I knew you've seen all this stuff. Black Panther 3 is scheduled for December 15th. Hey, whatever. Here's Disney making a lot more money. That's all they're doing.
I can't imagine why they'd want to do that.
Nick Reiner wants access to a $1.5 million trust fund set up by his parents, Rob and Michelle. He wants to use the money to hire a private attorney to defend him against charges that he murdered his parents. Well, shouldn't you have thought of that before you murdered your parents?
I'm sure your parents would have approved.
The trustee is refusing, citing California's Slayer statute, which prevents someone who intentionally kills a person from inheriting from them. I thought that was the Slayer statute was you go to jail if you're a big Slayer fan.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't know why you'd go to jail for something like that, but hey, anything's possible.
Reiner has also pleaded not guilty and he has not been convicted. His attorney argues the law shouldn't apply unless he is actually found guilty. The trustee argues that giving him the money now would be irreversible if he is later convicted. If Reiner is ultimately barred from receiving the money, it would instead go to his siblings. Ooh, that's always a tough one to swallow.
That is.
So there are really two cases colliding here, the murder prosecution and the separate probate fight over whether Reiner can access his parents' money before anyone is determined.
You know, what's the point of even having money if you can't use that money to have your kids defend themselves in court?
After slaying you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially that.
Kelly Clarkson recently joked about her 2003 movie From Justin to Kelly during her final Las Vegas concert, calling it Oscar-worthy production, revealing she was contractually obligated to star in it. Despite the criticism of the film, she found the music-making process enjoyable. She won't let her kids watch it, though.
Really?
Yeah, she doesn't want her kids watching it.
I would make the argument you shouldn't let adults watch it either.
I don't think anybody should be watching it. You know what she should do?
What?
You remember that time that Captain Jack Sparrow was on that show where he had to sing in a competition with a bunch of other people?
Yes.
He won?
Yes. I remember that.
She was on that same show.
Get out of here.
She beat Captain Jack Sparrow by a nose. Kim Kardashian's boyfriend, Lewis Hamilton, took her sister Kylie out for a birthday joyride in his race car.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she must have had something to say.
Oh, my God. The last time I had a birthday joyride when Ray J lit the mud wick and I mouth-stuffed the Yankee Noodle candy in that sex tape you can purchase on YouPorn for $39.95.
Caitlin?
Well, I never got that down dirty with your mother, Chris Kim, but she once went windsurfing on Mount Baldy while buzzing the beef Brillo. Say that 10 times fast.
10 times fast.
I took the old one eye to the optometrist.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is I went up her like a rat in a drain pipe and got some stank on the hang low. I'm still trying to process windsurfing on Mount Baldy while buzzing the beef Brillo. I did it. I finally did it.
Way to go, Caitlin.
And that is your Hollywood trash on Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, your grilling destination. Weber, Big Green Egg, Uni Pizza Ovens, and Traeger Woodfire Grills.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Well, folks, what a weekend here in Springfield. As the Basketball Hall of Fame welcomed their incoming class to the spoils and breathtaking wonder of the Uncasville section of Montville, Connecticut. Ah, Uncasville, a village of such history that it almost makes you wonder why Dr. James Naismith didn't invent the game of basketball there instead. As you know, while the incoming class awaited having to endure a full 12 hours in the city of Springfield on Saturday, many of the inductees were able to enjoy all the spectacular amenities of the Mohegan Sun Resort Casino instead, rather than have to put up with a whole day wasted here in the city where the game began. Just take a look at this class. Doc Rivers, Amari Stoudemire, Candace Parker, Jameek Holdclaw, and other people. Oh, it was impressive. Not as impressive as Friday's Mohegan Sun Class of 2026 autograph session or the 2026 Mohegan Sun Media Event or the Hall of Fame Enshrinement Tip-Off Celebration Awards Gala, which was held at Mohegan Sun on Friday night. And let's not forget the 2-hour Mohegan Sun reception and red carpet celebration that happened just before that event began. I'm sure all those events reflected all the glitz and glamour and ample parking that previous Hall of Famers have come to expect from not being in Springfield, Massachusetts. Granted, there's lots of events scheduled in Springfield the following day, but since non-balcony tickets were going for as much as $1,500 apiece, I'm quite sure that most of you missed it too. I mean, you'd have to win money at a casino to afford stuff like that. And there's not a casino near Springfield Symphony Hall for at least 2 blocks. So while I'm sure this year's class were delighted by the hospitality they received just over 90 minutes away, we certainly did our best to pick the place up before you got here. Sure, we have a casino as well as 2,400 rooms spread out of 74 hotels, loads of area restaurants, and more than 4,500 places to park your car. But if you wanted to give these people a real taste of the history of basketball, the last place you'd want to do it is right here where the game began, because that wouldn't be impressive nearly enough. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. You painting a house in Palmer, but your paint store is all the way in Westfield? That's a problem. Set up a Rocky's Business Rewards account, and your problem is solved. 8 stores in Greater Springfield, good people in Benjamin Moore paint at every store. Rocky's makes it easy to do business with your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch. Fitzy from TowneyNews.com will be joining us a little bit later on, brought to you by Next Gen Roofing. They do this every single day, and some other things today as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? We got a beef. Actually, we got a seafood. We don't have a beef.
On Thursday, you, me, and Marty had this long discussion. And I don't remember how it began. Oh, you went to Uncle Jack's Roadside Shack in East Hampton.
Captain Jack's Roadside Shack.
Captain Jack's. Yeah. I didn't mean to decommission him from his status.
He'll get you high tonight.
Yes.
Just a little dab of mayonnaise and you'll be smiling.
Now, you were a big fan of that lobster roll that you had that day, correct?
It was absolutely delicious.
Lip smacking, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. I love a good lobster roll like anybody else, like the cold ones, like the warm ones with a little drizzled butter on it.
Yeah.
Delicious. And I made the statement that in my experience, the Roadside Shack is almost always the best place to get a lobster roll as opposed to a higher-end restaurant that sometimes tries to do too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're having this long discussion. It's going on practically the whole day. Marty's getting involved in it. You're getting involved in it. I'm getting involved in it. And we're all having this deep dive into lobster rolls here in New England. Can't imagine a more delicious confection than that.
Agreed.
And then what happened, Steve?
And then, I'm perusing the socials. Because we are blended everywhere.
Right.
Blended much like a lobster with celery and onion and mayonnaise.
A splash of mayonnaise, maybe just the butter too.
Some lemon juice maybe if it's the cold one.
Right.
And Pat Kelly has like a buffet of lobster rolls from Schremerhorn's that was brought over here by Mick. The Delaney House Mick, Schremerhorn Mick, Log Cabin Mick, all of that was here for Pat Kelly alone. There was nobody else here to enjoy those. I'm sure the other staff was here.
I'm sure the vultures around the office were swarming around here, just waiting for it to pick on one of those delicious lobster rolls, which we incited.
Yeah, we were the ones that started that. We were the ones that started talking about it, and we don't get the lobster roll. But you know what? I had a much better lobster experience at the Captain Jack's Roadside Shack. And I would say, I would compare Have I had a Schremmerhorn seafood lobster roll in front of me? But you know what I don't have in front of me, Bax?
What?
A Schremmerhorn's seafood lobster roll. And I can't compare. So, by all accounts, Captain Jack's Roadside Shack is the king.
Here's the thing. Now, many people could have said, well, maybe Pat left one for you.
No.
That was on Thursday.
Yeah.
It's Monday.
Seafood doesn't last maybe a day. You'd get out of the lobster roll. So maybe Friday would have been fine if we were here.
Yeah. And even today wouldn't necessarily be the best day for a lobster roll because, most seafood comes in on a Tuesday. Sometimes later in the week. You rarely see lobster being delivered on a Monday. So even if someone were to stop by with lobster rolls today, I'm not sure we'd be getting the best deal possible.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind a lobster roll. Listen, they're not going to serve you bad food. Like, there's not a restaurant out there that's going to come and serve you expired food.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I can't compare. And as far as I'm concerned, Captain Jack's Roadside Shack, that's the place to get a lobster roll, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm just going to say this because we do a lot of stuff with Mick. And, like the wing thing, he's providing all the wings. He's a wonderful guy. We like Mick. We like him.
Until Thursday.
But it went, all that delicious food went to, of all people, Pat Kelly. I mean, if you were going to provide something nice for somebody, would you waste it on Pat Kelly?
No, not at all.
That's my point. It's not even about whether Mick wanted to bring lobster rolls. He could have chosen, say, maybe next week sometime I'll bring some lobster rolls for Bax and Nagle and Marty. Although Marty, because of his physical condition, probably wouldn't enjoy shellfish like you would, or I would.
No. It's actually very shellfish of Pat Kelly to be having all that lobster roll by himself.
Oh, yeah. I also noticed that there was no incoming email or text message that said, hey, Mick just dropped off a bunch of lobster rolls. There's a couple waiting for you. Why don't you stop on by and enjoy? I had to wait until after the fact.
That the video was recorded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly my point. Although I do like your angle about having to maybe have a taste test comparison.
Well, we're like family with that Delaney house. And frankly, Mick is dead to me. He's the son I never wanted.
Okay, see, I'm not going to go that far with Mick. I like Mick.
Oh no, you gotta go 100% into the shaming of this person.
Well, I don't see. To me, there's shame to go around.
The conversation started here on this show.
Yes,
didn't start on the Pat Kelly show.
No,
it started on the Bax and Nagle show. So, if the conversation started there, and you wanted to prove to a much larger audience who had the better lobster roll, this would have been the place to do it. You know what? Let's put a challenge out to other restaurants who have lobster rolls, and see which one has the best one.
Well,
I'm not opposed to that.
I'm not opposed to that either. In fact, that sounds like a remarkably good and well thought out plan.
Yeah.
On the other hand, in case I don't know if Schermerhorn's or the Delaney House is open for business on a Monday. A lot of restaurants are not, but there are other things on the menu that we'd be more than happy to sample. It doesn't necessarily have to be Schermerhorn's, although Schermerhorn's is a historical landmark of Holyoke's great history.
Panera Bread offers a pretty good lobster roll.
Oh my God! You want to insult a chef?
What are you talking about?
Tell a local chef. I'm sure the one at Panera is just as good as yours.
Are we not going to be talking with the Picknellis?
Yes.
Right.
We'll be talking to Peter.
Right. Don't they own the Panera Bread?
I think that's Paul.
Paul. Okay. Well, either way, still part of the same family. They own.
But we're not robbing Peter to pay Paul.
No, nobody's going to be doing that. We're robbing Mick of clout that he doesn't deserve because he didn't give us the lobster roll.
I am not going to sit here and badmouth Mick several days before the wing thing. I'm just not going to do it. But I will say, where was Pat Where was Rock 102 management? Where was the sales staff that probably had something to do with something about this and letting us know? Where was everybody? I feel like the entire staff turned their back on us in that one brief moment.
Yeah. You know,
Go figure.
I'll even pass on the lobster roll and take an ahi tuna poke bowl.
Uh-huh.
Or some calamari, or some bam bam shrimp, or some stuffed quahogs. Lobster nachos. I'll take some lobster nachos.
I'll even go through the Delaney House menu. I'll take the braised short ribs or a rack of lamb. The rack of lamb is the second most expensive thing in the menu. Nope, I'll take that back. I'll have the 2-piece family meal, please, of anything.
I'll have, and make sure you bring some chicken tenders for Marty with some ketchup.
Because that's more his speed.
Yeah, but I will also take some whole belly clams, some baked scrod, perhaps, a blackened scallops.
I'd like a nice
baked stuffed jumbo shrimp, but I will.
I'm gonna have a shrimp cocktail, and don't let's skimp on 5 or 6. Let's do 30.
I think that's a good idea. 30.
Bigger shrimp. I prefer almost like a prawn-sized shrimp.
You know what? Keep your lobster roll. I'll go over to whatchamacallit, Autumn Mist Farm and grab myself a giant dirty dog.
There you go.
With steak and cheese over a hot dog. I'd take steak and cheese over a hot dog over your lobster roll any day.
Steve, don't set him off track.
I'm poking the bear.
No, I know you're poking.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're doing.
I'm poking the Mick.
It's 6:23 on Rock 102. I'm sure they're doing their very best. I mean, Schermerhorn's is a historical landmark.
Yeah.
I'd rather have salad in a bag.
Yeah. I was going to say, Neptune salad's pretty good. It's imitation whatever.
Yeah, right. Imitation crab-like stuff.
Well, it's all seafood mixed together.
I see. Yeah.
But that you get the taste of everything. You get scallop, shrimp, fish guts, whatever goes into that imitation seafood salad.
Hey, the Rock 102 Wing Thing is coming back on Saturday. The Young Building in the Eastern States Exposition Grounds.
Now, who will be providing the wings for that?
It's interesting you say that, Steve. It looks like it will be Log Rolling Catering. Who owns that?
I believe Mick. I wonder if they'll have any lobster rolls down there at the wing thing.
I don't think there's going to be any lobster rolls down there.
Are you sure?
It's wall-to-wall wings and hors d'oeuvres and yard games and live music from Now That's 90s. Tickets are on sale at rock102.com. Again, happening at the Young Building at the Big E. This Saturday on Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
You know who has good wings?
Who?
Domino's.
Oh.
That would kick a Mick wing in the boys any day of the week.
Yeah. You're now you've got fighting words. Now you're swinging with both fists.
Oh, have you ever had the boneless wings from
Little Caesars?
Little Caesars, yeah, Little Caesars or Papa Gino's.
Oh, delicious! If you can find a Papa Gino's that's still operating.
Well, even a guy like Mick could never duplicate the taste of that.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You ever see a guy with a culinary degree from DeVry?
The ITT Technical Institute of Cuisine?
Yes. You know, even the lowest scoring chef at DeVry Institute is still a chef. Would you like to laugh?
Please.
All right, let's laugh. I don't know if I can find it. There we go.
It's Bax and Nagle's Joke of the Day
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you,
on Rock 102,
I make you laugh.
Springfield's Classic Rock.
You want to hear a really funny joke?
Yeah.
The lobster roll from Schermerhorn.
All right, stop it. Just stop it.
Why?
Show some class.
What are you talking about?
Come on now.
I'm just saying, I've only seen it.
You've never tasted it.
No, it looks kind of funny. Actually, do you want to hear a real joke?
Oh, you've got one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Two communists are sitting together at a nudist colony. Turns to the other and says, "Have you read Marx?" And the second replies, yeah, it's these damn wicker chairs. Yeah, I know. It looks like a lobster roll from Schreberhorns is what it looks like.
now.
Oh, what are you talking about? Where's the... There you go.
Bax and Nagle in the morning on Rock 102.
Here's your Western
33 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Geisler's. Tell them you got it at Geisler's. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. Northampton Mayor Gina Louise Chiara is speaking out after a stabbing in Pulaski Park that left one person hospitalized Saturday afternoon. In a statement, Chiara said she was deeply disturbed to learn of the incident, which remains under investigation. Does this sound a little high-peaked in the microphone here, or is that just me?
Try it now.
There you go. Maybe a little bit better. Anyway, according to Northampton police, officers responded to Pulaski Park at 250 Main Street around 1:21 p.m. on Saturday for a report of a stabbing. When they arrived, they found a 38-year-old Northampton man suffering from a stab wound to the left side of the chest. Emergency crews brought the victim to Bay State Medical Center where he received treatment for the injuries that were believed to be non-life-threatening. Police said the suspect fled the area after the stabbing but was later found on Fruit Street and taken into custody without incident from the Hadley Police and Massachusetts State Police. Investigators identified the suspect as 37-year-old Bradley Davis, whom police described as a homeless individual. Police determined the suspect and victim knew each other and said the stabbing was not a random act of violence. Authorities also said there is no ongoing threat to the public. A portion of Pulaski Park remained closed Saturday as investigators processed the scene. Chiara said she was grateful for the swift response from police, fire, and emergency personnel. The investigation is ongoing. That is a kind of a weird time in that area to have a stabbing. Right in the middle of the afternoon.
Well, I mean, stabbings can happen any time of day. I mean, you would think that way, but I mean, if you really look at it, they don't all happen at night.
No,
a lot of crimes are happening in broad daylight.
Who's these broads you're talking about?
I don't know these people.
Authorities are investigating a deadly shooting that occurred early Saturday morning in Holyoke, according to the Hampton DA's office. Officers were called to the area of 107 Newton Street around 2:23 a.m. after receiving a shot spotter activation. When officers arrived, they found a man suffering from a gunshot wound in a business parking lot. Police immediately began life-saving measures before the victim was taken to Bay State Medical Center, where he was later pronounced dead. The investigation is being led by the Holyoke Police in partnership with the Hampton DA's office and the detective unit from the Mass State Police. Officials have not released the victim's identity, and no additional information was immediately available. Authorities noted that the case remains an active investigation. Let's see. I had a couple of weird... I had some stories here. Where the hell did I... Why does this thing just freeze up on me here?
I don't know, Steve. Listen, I'm not in charge of the machinery.
Well, who is in charge of the machinery?
Top men.
Where is that top man
Not
today?
Here.
No?
Not yet.
Well, I mean, you would think that top men would be, here. Anyway, there we go. This is a horrible story. A man in East Windsor is in custody after police say his 1-year-old son died after being left alone in a car on Saturday afternoon. Kevin Pell called East Windsor police at approximately 2:24 p.m. saying that he left his son alone in his vehicle, and when he returned to check on him, the child was blue and not breathing. When first responders arrived, they found Pell performing CPR and quickly took over life-saving measures. The child was transported to Connecticut Children's Hospital, where he was pronounced dead at 3:17 p.m., less than an hour after police were initially called. 47-year-old Pell was arrested and charged with risk of injury to a minor and is currently being held on $1 million bond. According to online property records, the farm at 153 Rockville Road where this incident occurred is owned by Pell through Pell Strawberries Holdings. East Windsor police are still actively investigating the incident. This is a story that was on Western Mass News over the weekend. Authorities say a woman was sent to the hospital after being attacked by a brown bear, but it could have been worse.
What's worse than getting attacked by a brown bear?
A brown bear in Western Massachusetts?
Any bear in Massachusetts. How could it have been worse?
It's not in Massachusetts because we don't have brown bears around here. According to the Alaska Department of Fish and Game...
I'm sorry. Steve, did you say Alaska Department of Fish and Game?
Way up north to Alaska. North. The rush is on. The woman was trail running alone on the Wolverine Bowl Trail Thursday when she encountered the bear near the Prospect Heights trailhead. You know where all this stuff is.
Of course.
Don't you know your local Alaska map?
Isn't it right next to
Palmer.
Juneau State Park?
Yeah, and Palmer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Bondsville.
That's
yeah.
right, yes.
Luckily, the woman was carrying bear spray, and she was able to use it during the attack to help escape the animal. The woman was taken to an Anchorage hospital for medical treatment. Wildlife biologists went to the scene of the attack to look for the bear, but the animal could not be found.
Now, is that old abandoned hospital on State Street?
What, Anchorage? Anchorage Hospital?
Anchorage Hospital?
Yeah, I believe, yeah.
Or have I got that wrong?
Yeah, I was just there yesterday. It's actually the Shriners Hospital.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, of course.
Officials said warning signs have been posted at the trailhead of the popular 2-mile path in Chugach State Park. You ever been to Chugach?
I have not.
The department advised that anyone who sees a brown bear or any wild animal behaving aggressively should report it online.
Again, this is a Western Mass news story?
Well, it was from Western Mass News. They didn't specify that it was from Alaska. They just said brown bear attacks woman.
Uh-huh.
And I believe that's called clicker baiting.
Well, if you are constantly clicker baiting, you could go blind to local news stories that are more relevant.
As a matter of fact, I believe there's brown bears up at Swallow Hollow on I-91. South side, not the north side.
Is that a fact?
Yeah. The south side has more woods area for privacy. For those brown bears up there.
Of course.
They're looking for some cubs.
They're scouting for some cubs.
Did you ever see the cubs up at the I-91? What is it? Pickle Park? Which one is it? Is it?
I don't know.
I-91 North, I believe, is Swallow Hollow on the opposite side. Pickle Park and Swallow Hollow. I never get those right.
It's hard to know, isn't it?
It is hard. It would be nice to get some clarity, though.
We're getting answers.
We are getting answers. Former Miss Hall's school head Janine Norris is scheduled to be arraigned Monday on reckless endangerment of a child. According to the Berkshire District Attorney's Office, the charge stems from alleged conduct that occurred during her tenure as the head of the all-girls school from 1996 to 2012. The incident stems from evidence gathered during an ongoing investigation into allegations of abuse at the school involving a former teacher, Matthew Rutledge. He faces 3 counts of rape related to alleged sexual assault of 2 of his former students, Hillary Simon and Melissa Fairs. Prosecutors have previously said Norris was allegedly aware of inappropriate relationships between Rutledge and students and received multiple reports regarding his conduct. A Berkshire County grand jury indicted Norris last month on 1 count of reckless endangerment of a child. Last week, current head of school Julia Heaton announced she would step down at the end of the 26-27 school year, citing the school's ongoing efforts towards accountability and reform. We have faced painful truths and are continuing to do the hard but necessary work of accountability, repair, and change. We have sent forth hundreds of MHS graduates who will make the world a better place. Just not the admin who keeps things to themselves and doesn't say anything about it.
Can't change the world in a day, Steve.
It always seems to be the, tight organizations that harbor people like this. Even after finding out about allegations, you're like, we're not going to bring that to light.
This is not a justification by any stretch of the imagination.
Uh-huh.
But there are a lot of organizations that are worried about how stories like this reflect them as opposed to the victims of whatever abuse may have happened.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't surprise anybody when it happens, as sick as it is. Because I think that's a part of our twisted human nature.
It's kind of crazy.
It's ridiculous, but it happens time and time again.
2 American Airlines jets ended up near Phoenix with the exact same call sign, American 2482. One plane was arriving from Chicago, while the other was leaving Phoenix for Chicago. The problem happened because the arriving flight was delayed while the departing flight left roughly on time using a different aircraft. That put 2 planes on the same flight number in the same airspace at the same time.
I actually got audio of this.
You just blew my mind. The air traffic controller quickly realized what was happening and called them 2482 on arrival and then 2482 on departure.
American 2482, if you're up, radar contact, maintain 9,000.
Thought we checked in, but yeah, maintain 9,000, American 2482.
I think someone just took that for us, but American 2482, we are 6,000, climbing 9,000.
If you're on the arrival on the Eagle, you know what? Somebody else has your American 2482 on the arrival. I need you to maintain 10,000. Is your company same call sign out of 1,800 descending to 10,000? I've been working air traffic for 25 years. I've never seen 2 aircraft pretty much merge with the same call sign. That's pretty incredible. Could have been disastrous, but I'm glad it all worked out.
Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Over, under, done.
Yeah. Radio clearance, over, Clarence. That's Clarence, over. What? Huh? Who? Huh? What? Huh? 2482?
Just want you to know, we're all behind you.
Yeah. We're all counting on you.
Yeah, that's right. Just want you to know, we're all counting on you.
How do they have how does that even happen?
I don't know. I have no idea.
The FAA and American Airlines are reportedly looking into how the duplicate call signs happened. You know, with all this technology, you think that you wouldn't make that mistake. Although sometimes our boss has to go in and make sure 2 Tom Petty songs don't play in the same time when they're auto scheduling the music.
It happens. Yeah, sometimes the machines aren't perfect.
Hey, I don't know. Mary Jane's Last Dance and Free Fallin' are just too close together. We're going to have to separate them by an hour and a half instead of a full hour. Your Pioneer Weather forecast today is going to be cloudy. Jesus Christ. It's going to be cloudy today with a high of 77. It is 67 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
This week on Baxy's musical podcast, my guest is Blake Watt from the band Family Stereo. They got a brand new record out. Their first album came out late last month called The Thread. Blake is the son of Tracy Thorne and Ben Watt from Everyone But the Girl from the 80s. Really interesting kid, real cool record. It is available now, and that interview you can listen to on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and on the app. All brought to you by Metro Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram at Chicopee, and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
That sounds like a good one.
Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one. I got some great ones on the way, too. I'm not going to extend my hand, tell you what they are, but very happy with the way things are shaping up.
You don't want to flash your naughty bits just quite yet. You want to wait until the time is right when somebody's in the mood for receiving that kind of behavior.
I don't like to promote something that has not yet happened, but there are a few on the schedule that I'm very excited about.
You're like a flasher. You're waiting to reveal the naughty bits.
And when I show you, it'll be a major thrill for me. Maybe not for you, but it will be for me.
You know, it would be a major thrill for me.
What?
A lobster roll from Schimmerhorn Seafood.
You know,
but
Steve.
You know what? I'll never know.
Never say never. But I'm not expecting anything here today. I mean, that would be an outrage. But not as much of an outrage as having pictures show up online of Pat Kelly eating the lobster rolls that we promoted in advance of him getting them.
Well, you know, you don't even have to go there to get a lobster roll. There's plenty of other places to get a lobster rolls around the area.
I'm sure there is. Probably, behind a dumpster somewhere with some guy cracking some lobsters right about now. I'm sure I could really enjoy one of those.
I'm sure Applebee's has some sort of, menu.
Is Ruby Tuesdays still around?
I think there's one. I think the only Ruby Tuesdays that's still open is the one, and I don't even know if it's still open because it's been a while, is the one by the airport.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, that's a long way to travel for a lobster roll.
You know, I don't even know why Ruby Tuesdays went out of business because that was seemingly like the better one, the better of the chains, if you will.
Really? You think Ruby Tuesdays is better than...
Well, because you could always get the salad bar. That was the thing. It was like they had that salad bar with all that stuff on it. And, I mean, if you didn't want to eat a greasy burger, you could get... you could
have a greasy salad instead.
It wasn't bad. It really wasn't a bad thing. I used to eat there a lot when the salad bar was at the Holyoke Mall.
Speaking of salad bars, I finally started seeing those videos.
Yeah.
Of the dude with the mullet going to Chinese buffets, eating on them until he gets food poisoning.
Day 56 of eating at every buffet until I get food poisoning.
I love my favorite part. Might just be the fact, one, he's eating pizza at a Chinese buffet. That makes me laugh every time I see it. But I think the other thing that makes me laugh is he'll hold up the receipt and tell you exactly what it cost for two people. And he'll tell you, this cost us $47.58. And then he says nothing and just looks right at the camera like, can you believe this?
Yeah, right.
Can you believe what we just spent for this?
Well, I mean, what was the last... When was the last, good buffet that you had? I don't even...
A Chinese buffet or just any buffet?
Any buffet, not like a specialty restaurant like a Mother's Day brunch. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like a... Old Country Buffet used to be decent, didn't it? As far as, the faster food buffets.
There were, I can say this now since they're out of business, right? There are some people that look at the Old Country Buffet and still think of it as somewhat of a slop house. Now, I would never say that because I'm a sophisticated man about town with a very sophisticated palate.
Yeah.
Because I love dinner rolls and soft serve.
Yeah.
But, I wouldn't have called the Old Country Buffet top line buffet. Yeah. But then again, I don't really jones for buffets the way I used to back in the day.
But that was a trend for a while.
Yes, it was.
Years ago of a lot of restaurants jumping in on the whole buffet thing because it was it's trendy. It was trendy. And I don't know why that went by the way of the dinosaur.
Because it no longer became all that trendy. And to be honest, the higher end buffets are almost too expensive for a single individual to go.
All right, let's see if we can drum up the minds of the folks in Western Massachusetts. If you can remember the name of the place, maybe you can remember this. Westfield River Brewing Company out on it's where it is, out in 202 in Southwick.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a barn, and it used to be some other place. It was like a steakhouse or a steak something, and I can't remember the name of it. But then it closed, and then it was open for a little while before they and now it's obviously a much better place with the Westfield River Brew Company there.
Chuck's.
Maybe it was Chuck's.
Was it Chuck's?
Maybe it was Chuck's. Well, Chuck's they closed, and then they reopened for a little while. Somebody, I don't know if they reopened it under the name or whatever, but a bunch of us went in there for a lunch buffet years ago.
Yeah.
This was way before the Westfield River Brew Club took that over. And it was the most disgusting lunch buffet I have ever seen or smelled in my entire... To the point where we were we can't even eat here. This is so gross looking.
Yeah, it was definitely Chuck's. People are saying it was definitely Chuck's.
This is how you get people.
I think the last place I went to where I actually had a decent buffet experience was the Ivanhoe.
What did you call me?
I didn't say, listen.
What did you call me?
Ironically, the Ivanhoe was so close to Geraldine's. Go figure.
Hey,
I'm going to the Hoe?
I'm going to the Ivanhoe's.
But that's how long it's been. How long has the Ivanhoe been closed? Long time.
A long time.
Yeah.
Well, she died. She got something at Mingles.
She got selectrocuted.
Yeah,
it's
electrocuted.
It's 6:59 at Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, your grilling destination. Weber, Big Green Egg, Uni Pizza Ovens, and Traeger Woodfire Grills.
Hey, Good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, let's take a moment to talk about something I rarely talk about, ego. As you know, I'm a very strong believer that if you live this close to the Vermont border, you don't really deserve one. Not to say that Vermont is a bad place. There are plenty of nice things to do in Vermont. But I mean, really, Vermont isn't even the only geographical location that neutralizes things like superiority and status. There are plenty of other places that fit that narrative as well. One of those places happens to be the entire state of Indiana, and yet there are some people who fail to think that through. Yesterday, for example, Indiana Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton, who sat out the entire NBA season last year while recovering from a torn Achilles that he injured during Game 7 of the NBA Finals in 2025, appeared on an episode of the Numbers on the Board podcast. During this appearance, Tyrese was asked about returning for this upcoming season, which begins on October 21st in New Orleans against the Pelicans. His response wasn't so much about how he was ready to play. Instead, Tyrese Halliburton claimed that he was shocked when he found out that his first game back would not be televised nationally. According to him, quote, name any other person that you can compare at my level. If they tore an Achilles and missed 16 months, do you think that first game back would be on national television? Do you think they would be at home if not on national TV? Do you think that game would be in New Orleans? Folks, I don't know if you want to handle this or should I. Listen, not for nothing, but while you may have spent the last 16 months recovering from a major injury, do you know what the rest of us were doing? We were busy not thinking about Tyrese Halliburton. You know what else we weren't thinking about? The Indiana Pacers. Why? One, your team finished with the second worst record of the Eastern Conference, and two, your team is in Indiana and none of us care. It's exactly what I mean when I say that sometimes a bloated ego only carries more bloat depending on where you're standing. And right now, Tyrese Halliburton is standing alone in a field of apathy and indifference. And that's the truth about the return of Tyrese Halliburton. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. You just drove past Rocky's on your way to a Mega Mart store to buy paint? You better turn around, pal, because Benjamin Moore, America's highest quality paint, is only sold at independent stores with well-trained paint professionals, just like you'll find at Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch. To Springfield's Classic Rock at 7:14 and Def Leppard with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be cloudy today with a high of 77. It is 6-7 in downtown Springfield right now.
Fitzy from TowningNews.com will be joining us after 8 o'clock. That's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
If you're into all that. And then some other things coming up this morning as well.
Yeah. We got a thing or two to talk about. What I would like to talk about now is I think one of probably the worst things that humans ever created was social media.
I don't know about that. I mean,
bear
traps are pretty dangerous. There's some other like the guillotine wasn't exactly one of our best.
Yeah, and now mixing social media with AI is even worse. I don't know how much you have been following this case of this Lindsay Clancy.
A little bit,
right? I haven't followed it enough to really dive into details, things like that. Frankly, because it's a woman who is enduring a trial that she admitted to killing her 3 children. It's a horrible story. She killed her 3 children. Right. She admitted to doing that. The court case is not about whether she killed the children. There's no question about that. She has admitted to that. The question is with her medical care, whether or not she was overprescribed medication, she wasn't, listened to. So the question becomes: is she fit to be convicted to stay into a jail or a mental facility? That's really what the case is about.
Right.
However, because of everybody wanting to be some sort of true crime expert, everybody wanting to be, reading into things that don't even exist, the conversation of the trial online, anyway, has shifted to, well, the husband must have done it. And they start listing all of these things that Patrick Clancy, the husband, Where was he? Why did it take some, and they're picking apart every little bit of timeline. He's not on trial at all. He is not on trial. There has been no evidence presented that he had any involvement other than discovering the deaths of his children when he came back to the house that day. And the problem is, my news feed now, because I clicked on one or two of these stories now, my news feed is now filled with, it's not even people I follow. It's accounts that say follow because they know that you were talking about it or know that you had discussed it.
It's the algorithm that's got you hooked up.
Right, but it's people that aren't even like official people. They're just like people that you think are real, and then when you click on them, they're AI. It's all AI generated to sway opinion about something that's not even coming from a real person. It's an AI generated response.
This is why, and this is to me the worst aspect of the internet and social media is now there's no such thing as real news sources.
Right.
Because algorithmically speaking, you're only going to get the information that validates your previous point of view. There's no way to learn anything. There's no way to discuss alternative theories, alternative information. There's no way to do that.
Yeah.
Through the algorithms, because you're never going to get presented with those kinds of things. Now, if you were to believe that that she and she alone is responsible for the death of these children, and you go diving into it, then maybe the algorithm supports that theory. Mm-hmm. But if you go looking for ways to blame a doctor or the husband or somebody else, the algorithm sets you up in that direction only. It squashes other points of view. To me, this is the worst ramification of all of this, that AI has basically stripped your ability to get any real factual information at all. And to make it worse, the legitimate news services are following the same track because that's where they're getting their information too.
Right. They're taking it from their AI generated.
Right. With the assumptions that this is what is clearly happening in the world when in fact not entirely.
So this is the thing that's been really getting me about this, because, I don't tend to believe things that I read like on the surface. I have to like kind of go into, and do a little research myself. A quick 30-second Google search would have told you the truth. But I kind of like to, look into things the way they should be looked into. You kind of have to look at everything kind of objectively to see where the truth might lie.
Right.
In that. The other day, I'm open up the feed, and in the feed is this post from this woman, which turns out to be like an AI generated thing anyway. But it said 911 call from this Patrick Clancy. She killed my effing kids. Now, on the surface, when you would see something written like that, your initial reaction would be like, oh my God, that's the way he talks about his children who had just died, the effing kids. And this post had about 20,000 reactions to it and about 1,000 comments of people arguing back and forth. What kind of scumbag would talk about? That's, immediately this guy's guilty, and he's the one who set up this whole thing about, trapping her into believing that she, had psychosis, and he was over-medicating her, and all of these arguments back and forth. If you go into the actual transcript of the 911 call, he doesn't say that at all.
At all.
At all. He doesn't, and matter of fact, it is horrific to listen to that call for a guy who just discovered that his children are dead and his wife killed them. it's a big difference when you're misquoting somebody to paint the picture that you want to paint in order for people to agree with you. Or, again, I don't even know where these are coming from. Like, who's creating these accounts? And even worse, the people commenting that are continuing the argument, most of those are AI bots. If you click on the profile and you see only 2 pictures of a person, they're not real. It's generated.
If you've ever taken like a logic class, maybe like in college or whatever, there's a bunch of different logical fallacies out there that can either support or dismiss an argument of any kind. The problem with AI is that it becomes harder and harder to prove where their fallacies begin and where they end. So to assume that everything you see online must be true is not only wrong, it's not logically reasonable to assume that these algorithms are supporting truth. They're not. They're supporting your activity. And if your activity is going down one way, that's the information you receive. So try to think about what that means if you have an election, or what that means if you're worried about whether your job is still going to be around, or if you got to buy a house, or all the little tiny things that you sometimes check out online before you decide to pull the trigger on something. Are you getting real information, or are you getting AI-driven nonsense?
It's bait. It's bait.
It's totally bait.
I don't engage in these things because it's not worth. You're arguing with a computer. You're arguing with a computer that has generated something, and the way social media makes money is if you're engaging with something, that's how people generate revenue.
And that's how the algorithm gets fed. So it becomes stronger and stronger, and the AI learns from that.
Yes. So then they keep generating more comments to keep you arguing so they can make more revenue.
I'm just going to make this statement, and this is going to be the most disturbing thing that anyone has ever heard on this show. The only credible source of news in the world is Steve Nagle from Rock 102.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, but I am.
But I can't. I can't even say that with confidence because I'm just getting it. We're just ripping and reading stuff from wherever. And a perfect example, locally, Western Mass News this morning. The headline says, in a quote, completely shocked, 2026 Ironman winner shares hopes of triathlon will return. Right?
Yeah.
Completely shocked. If you go read the quote, it says, I was definitely immediately disappointed. I wasn't completely shocked.
Yeah. Wow.
So he did say completely shocked, but they didn't include
the words in
the
between.
Words that he was actually intending to say.
Which basically means that the headline was probably extracted from some sort of AI-driven bot, and there you go.
Which brings me back to AI-generated content that we provide. That Pat Kelly video eating a lobster roll. Did you see the size of Pat Kelly compared to Mick?
No, that's true.
It was like Gulliver.
Well, Mick's a big
Village
fella.
in the Lilliputians with his lobster rolls. I come with lobster roll.
It's Mr. Rourke and Tattoo from Fantasy Island.
Hey, the plane.
Oh, the lobster roll, boss. 726 on Rock 102.
Fish buffet. Listen, man, I worked at Bickford's. You don't want to eat there. There's a reason why they're closed.
You're better off.
Yeah. Also, a new Chinese buffet is opening this year in Enfield at the Home Depot Plaza. My fat ass will be taking the day off of work the day they open.
Yeah, I almost have to respect someone like that. It's going to take a day out of work just to go to a Chinese buffet.
Do you want to know where a really good buffet is?
Where?
Mesa Buffet over in Springfield Plaza.
You've talked about that.
You got to go.
Haven't been.
Gotta go.
Haven't been.
It's Latin food, Latin fare. So you get pernil, the plantanos.
Oh, yeah.
All different ways. You got boiled plantanos, fried plantanos.
You're like the Bubba Gump of plantanos.
Yeah. I think that's about it. But yeah, Mesa Buffet. We got to take a field trip. We keep saying we're going to take field trips, and we never do.
We should. And it's about, you know what, now that things are back on track, we're not taking, I'm not taking any more Friday. You are, but I'm not taking any more Fridays off. Maybe we should make a plan.
That's a Wednesday activity anyway.
All right, then make it a Wednesday activity.
Midweek.
Okay, maybe a Wednesday would be fine.
We'll go over to Mesa Buffet.
Sounds good.
Plantanos for everybody.
Fantastic.
There you go.
Oh, my God, look at the time. We got news next to Rock 102. 7:34 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. Several suspects are being investigated by Wilbraham police after a stolen car chase early on Friday morning. According to Wilbraham police, the pursuit started around 4 a.m. on Springfield Street when police tried pulling over a car discovered to be stolen out of Springfield. The car was ditched by the suspects on Main Street near Boston Road, and after searching the area, police found 5 juveniles and adults scattered. Western Mass News was told potential crime charges against them are pending as the incident remains under investigation.
Did they say how old the adult was here?
No. I mean, they could be,
It could be 18. Right. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I'm asking, because it's like, you got like a guy who's in his 50s hanging out with a bunch of juveniles, stealing cars. Someone's got some sort of maturation issues.
Maturation?
Maturity. Lacks maturity.
Is that what that means?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not old enough to realize what that
You're
word was.
plenty old enough to know big words.
Maturation?
Yes.
Maturation sounds like something you'd be doing in private.
Well, in many ways you do.
Like you're saturating something while you're maturating.
And
Which
that's
hand
why,
do you
and that's-
maturate with?
And perhaps that's why you haven't done it yet.
Which hand do you maturate with?
Well, I'm a lefty.
Yeah.
But I'm ambidextrous in some ways, too.
I believe they call that feeding baloney to the Smurfs.
I don't know what they call it, Steve. All I know is I wouldn't be hanging out with a bunch of teenagers stealing cars.
You think so? You don't think you would
that's
be?
Just me. That's me. No.
Springfield Mayor Dom Dom is renewing calls to secure the vacant Vibra Hospital property on State Street, which recently retired Fire Commissioner B.J. Calvi nicknamed a firefighter killer. The property was the site of a 3-alarm fire in May. The fire is believed to have been started by a group of high school students. As of May, the fire department has responded to the hospital 18 times over a 2-year period. Calvi said responding to incidents at that property poses dangers because there are so many hallways, levels, and doors that are locked from one direction. Legal action has been threatened in the past, including in the summer of 2024, and in May, the owners missed a court-ordered deadline to secure the building. Sarno issued a statement reviewing his calls for action. And to think this once was a place of healing. Now it's turned into a jungle. The owners and the management have simply walked away from the property, which is inexcusable, he explained. He has requested follow-ups from the Office of Planning and Economic Development, the Law Department, and Building and Code Enforcement to press the matter. The owners of Vibra Hospital were contacted for comment but had not responded. Or just throwing it out there, if you had a controlled thing, you could turn that into a firefighter training facility.
Yeah, but
and then,
I mean,
boof,
but
Vibra
then,
Hospital gone.
Yeah, but then you're still talking about having to pay for that as a facility. You can't just start fires, douse them, and just go back next week and do it again.
It'd be a damn shame if your vacant property was just no longer vacant.
There are all kinds of abandoned properties that you look at and go, why is no one doing something with that? Why has no one torn that down? And every time I drive down State Street, which I can't get enough driving down State Street, I look at that thing, I'm going, that's been empty for what seems like forever. What's going on there? It's almost as like, I almost feel like Angelo Pupolo should get to the bottom of this the way he got to the bottom of that Sears building at the Eastfield Mall.
Yeah.
The only one to really resolve this might just be Angelo Pupolo.
Well, he is our vacant building. What would you
When
call
you're
him?
looking at it, when you're looking at a vacant, empty facility, the first name on your mind should be Angelo Pupolo.
Yes.
Empty, vacant. Those are the two words I would describe Angelo Pupolo.
Well, I wonder if it's the same. Unless he's filled, but he's filled with cannolis.
Well, in that case, then he's more than welcome to come back.
It makes me wonder if it's just like the abandoned properties, like in Springfield, where somebody gets evicted from a home, the bank now owns that home, and then those properties become blighted because nobody's really holding the banks, to get a landscaper out to these places, and.
Well, someone's got to pay for it.
I know, but when you're a bank, you can kind of get away with a little bit more than you would if you were just a regular homeowner.
Homeowners is what?
What? Oh man, you gotcha. Me. Yeah.
I don't know, Steve. I mean, it's just I understand everyone's frustration. I understand the fire department's frustration. Certainly understand the mayor's. It would have been nice to see this building repurposed into something else, but if it can't be, then you got to sell it at a discount and try to fix the area because that's never going to stop.
No.
Because you
can't stop it. Stop it.
Can't stop. Because first of all, you're not going to invest money in like security in the place.
Right.
Right? Who's going to pay for that? The slumlord that walked away from it? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know the whole thing, but Dom's on it. He's going to.
Dom has to huff and puff and blow that damn thing down.
And he can do that without even huffing and puffing.
Mm-hmm.
Police in Wolcott, Connecticut, are warning anyone who mailed checks from the post office on Wolcott Road that their checks may have been tampered with. After receiving multiple reports of checks being stolen and fraudulently altered in cash, police say they have alerted postal authorities who are now investigating. Officials are asking anyone who has recently mailed a check from that location to monitor their bank account and verify that the check was received and processed appropriately. Police are also recommending that residents use electronic payment methods when available as precaution. The post office having a problem with mail that tampered with? The mail never stops, Bax.
Oh, I know.
First, it's, a mail on Sundays. Then it's Publishers Clearinghouse. It's coming and coming and coming and coming. I don't even know the full quote.
Well, it's all a bunch of junk mail.
Well, that my friend, he didn't get his transfer to Hawaii because the mail was being delivered on time.
Oh, I see.
It was too much mail was being delivered. That is kind of weird, though. Like, they're not even saying what the deal is. Like, who do they know? They must know something that somebody's tampering with the checks.
Yeah, I don't. I would love to know a little bit more information about this. Actually, I don't really love to know. I'm moderately curious.
A website is allowing drivers to see if flock surveillance cameras have searched for their vehicle. Have I been flocked? Allows users to type their license plate number into a search bar to run through a series of audit logs within the flock system. So if you're worried about your information being stolen, go to a website and put your information in to see if you've been searched by the very flock camera that is stealing your information.
That would seem as if you are opening yourself up for further scrutiny or fraud.
Yeah. The data from the cameras is made available through the Freedom of Information Act request. Those sources are made publicly available. The results do not show if a vehicle passed by any of the flock cameras or what devices may have returned, but rather what searches of a license plate were performed by agencies that use flock cameras. Have I been flocked? That sounds dirty. Also tracks reasons for flock searches still based on public records. The most common reason appears to be related to drugs, closely followed by motor vehicle theft. For all these flock cameras that are across the country here, and one of the excuses was, well, we need to help find trafficking victims.
Right.
There's still 350,000 kids that go missing in this country every year. Why aren't they finding more children? if you got this increased use
Maybe
of this flock camera that you said was going to be used.
Maybe because it requires suspicious characters to enter their information to their site in order to be found.
Hey, just put your license plate in here. See what happens.
I mean, if you've committed no crime, then you don't really have to worry about whether you've been flocked or not, right?
That's another one of these things. If you didn't do anything wrong, you don't have to worry about your information being used. But we've already heard that there was a lady last week who was surrounded by police with guns drawn and everything because her license plate matched the license plate of a car that was wanted because it was two different states. So she had an Arkansas license plate and the license plate in Illinois had the same number, but the AI flock camera can't distinct between what state is which. It just throws a number out there.
And that same
so if you're
car
not doing anything wrong, Bax.
Yeah. And that same car was at the Sack and Suds.
Yeah.
In the same car, same color, but different tires. Does the prosecution's case still hold water?
Were you making grits while you were doing this?
In fact, I was.
Look at this. Flock Me Daddy. That's somebody wrote that in on the Route 10 Tire Listen
That's
line.
a different site.
Flockme.com. That's another one.
I'm not going with that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of flocking going on. I think we should. Oh, my God. Let's get the flock out of here. It's going to be today cloudy with a high of 77. It is 6-7 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 7:52. Queen and David Bowie with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
I just clicking.
It almost, you make it sound like an ASMR video.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
That's what he was doing.
Rock 102 and Curry Honda Chicopee have teamed up to give you a chance to win a $102 gas card to fuel up your summer. Go to rock102.com. You enter to win. We'll choose one winner every Friday through December 18th. Your chance to win a $102 gas card brought to you by Curry Honda Chicopee, part of the Classic Rock Summer here on Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
Let's see. A homeless guy. You want to hear about a homeless guy suing or a Shake Shack employee calling out sick?
I'm sure there's a story either way. I'd spin the wheel. Surprise me.
No, you pick. I want you to pick.
Let's go.
You're the captain of this ship, and you need to pick.
There is no Shake Shack. No, there is a Shake Shack not too far away. Why don't we try the Shake Shack?
Shake Shack. A 33-year-old Shake Shack employee in Phoenix allegedly called out sick, then returned hours later to rob his own workplace at gunpoint. Totally justified.
Justified, but you're not going to get Employee of the Year that way.
Police say Keandre Simmons called out around midnight on August 3rd. Hours later, a masked gunman allegedly rang the delivery bell, knowing an employee would open the back door. The gunman allegedly locked one employee in the walk-in cooler and forced the manager to open the safe. He escaped with about $2,800 and allegedly destroyed the employees' phones by throwing them in a sink.
How much job satisfaction do you have to not have in order to try to pull off a heist like this?
Yeah, I mean, it's a Shake Shack. It's not like you're not working at a casino robbing the vault like you're in Ocean's 11. You know what I mean? How much are you going to get from a Shake Shack? I mean, most of it's electronic payments nowadays.
I know. There's probably hardly any cash in a Shake Shack.
I'm taking the KitchenAid.
And all this milk.
Yeah, I'm taking that shake machine with me. I'm going to sell it to McDonald's.
You know, when you think about it, all this cashless society type of stuff.
Yeah.
What's the point of even trying it? You're an employee there. How many times have you seen people paying cash?
Yeah.
Hardly ever. What a waste of time that was.
One of my favorite...
and then to destroy your entire career, the trajectory you have at Shake Shack, you're never going to make an assistant manager that way.
One of my favorite scenes from The Sopranos was when I think it was Paulie Walnut. I don't remember. It was two of the henchmen there, going into like a Starbucks type place and trying to shake down the manager.
Yeah.
The guy's like, Well, if you beat me up, there's just going to be somebody else here next week. and then the two guys are out on the street going, oh, man, it's a shame that the little guy can't survive anymore. It's like, because corporate America has taken over on the thing. But it's like, again, like, you're robbing a Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Obviously there are people who pay with cash, so I'm sure you're going to get some sort of cash. Even if it's only like a couple of grand, there's probably some cash in there. But like to rob a place, you're not going to get a big haul from a Shake Shack, right?
No, I can't imagine. It's kind of like if you go to a convenience store. There's like a sign by the register says, the register has no more than $125 inside.
Yeah.
Well, then why bother?
Yeah, why really? What's in there? Well, never underestimate the power of somebody who has addiction issues, too, because they don't care less if you're, $125 is still $125. But if you're doing the giant heist, they said he escaped with $2,800. That doesn't seem like a very...
That's actually more than I would have expected.
But they don't say, are they specifying $2,800 in cash, or are they specifying $2,800? Like, I'm taking the stir, too. The professional shake stir.
Yeah, and I'm taking this bucket of sliced pickles.
Yeah. And by the way, load up some of the paper towels.
I'm going to make a real mess when I get home.
A real mess.
It's just about 7:57. Fitzy from TinyNews.com coming up in just a few minutes on Rock 102. Hard to believe it's a Monday already, but he's back. Brought to you by Next Gen Roofing. We do this every single day. It's Fitzy from TinyNews.com. How are you, Fitzy?
Just like that. 7 days gone with barely a Red Sox win to be found among them. Thanks a lot once again, Nagle, you son of a bitch. You jinxed it all over again. You told me to get my hope up for no reason whatsoever. And yes, I know they're 5 games up in the wild card, but still, we all know how this story ends. I've read it before, and I don't like it.
You got to treat the Red Sox season much like I treat my daughter's traveling softball team. I go to your first game and I go to your last game. If you haven't improved during that entire time, just give up.
Whatever happened to like nurturing, support, companionship, coaching?
Yeah. That's for other parents.
The occasional freeze pop or ice cream after a game, whatever. Also, like if you don't stay tuned for the entire ride and you just fair weather it and you go to the beginning and the end, then you're missing the chance to get all liquored up, go yell at the umpster in the stands, get thrown out, go viral, end up in the local paper. Come on, Nagle. Yeah, there's so much more to enjoy.
There's no open beverage containers allowed at these softball games anymore. So I got to,
anymore, as if they used to have a very lax policy towards it.
Well, there used to be tailgaters in the parking lot.
There's always a way. Listen, there's a lot of creative parents out there that have found a way to endure their children's youth sports leagues. It's not that hard to do.
You ever see like a soccer mom or a softball mom with one of them, those... They put the little flasks inside of their shirts.
Yeah.
And then they're sipping it out of the wine.
Wait, hold on. Wait, the same way that like the Dolphins coach used to vape on the sideline during games.
Exactly.
Where he'd like lean down into his collar and then he would blow smoke out, and we're all like, guy, we all saw that. You're on national TV. We know exactly, like when a mom reaches down and we're all like, You're not breastfeeding yourself. We know exactly what you're doing. You don't have to worry about it. Like that's why I have a golden rule about youth sports, especially when it involves hockey moms. If you see a mom coming in with like a Mary Lou's News or a Cumbies or a Dunkin' Donuts 32-ounce plastic iced coffee, and there is not iced coffee in there, you do not say a cross word to them before, during, or after that game. If mom is sipping from the Stanley, then you just let it be. Like whatever. We have a don't ask, don't tell Yeti thermal like drinking policy. That's your business, not mine.
It's just my lemon water. That's all I'm doing. It's just my lemon water.
Yeah, I'm just staying hydrated. Hey, why don't you go to LensCrafters after the game, you blind turd?
And going back to the vape thing, doesn't a pair of pit vipers make you invisible to the rest of the world?
Oh, yes, because the rest of your life is presented in douche vision.
Yeah, right. Nobody can see me. I'm invincible.
Yeah, man. I'm totally. I've taken it to the next level. Now, I can't decide what drives. Speaking of like judging people in their eyewear, what do you hate worse? Like somebody who tries to be like real life Kenny Powers, or just like super freaking high noon bro who's just like, oh man, I just wake up, throw on my pits, just crush Sun Cruisers morning, noon, and night. It's like the greatest life ever. Or not to say that there's anything wrong with putting away some vodka lemon iced tea on the golf course and just living FREE, baby. Or people that are always wearing like their new, like the Ray-Ban Metas, and they're like just constantly recording life. And they're just like, I'm sorry, could you say that again? I'm sorry. Are you recording this conversation, you friggin' fraud? People do this all the time. They're going to be banned from NFL games because people are going to literally like put on their glasses like they're Clark Kent hiding from the rest of Metropolis and like live stream football games.
That kind of question is like asking, well, which kneecap do you want to be? You want to get hit with a tire iron first, the left or the right? To me, it's a kind of the same sort. It's not the same exact personality type, but it's similar enough where you say, I can't be around either one of these types of people.
Yeah. Would you rather have a grand piano fall on your head or fall down an elevator shaft? I know how each story ends, so it doesn't really matter, I guess.
I know that we're joking here, but I'm surprised those glasses haven't been banned from sporting events.
No, actually, I know for a fact they were somebody was tossed from, or like they had a whole big issue at Patriots training camp because like they were recording like plays and then uploading them to Twitter and Instagram and stuff, just being like, yo, check out this fire catch from by A.J. Brown on this bomb from Drake May. And before I even was like, hey, how did you get that footage? I was like, there was no defenders on the field. Like, it's pretty easy for Drake May to throw the ball to A.J. Brown, guy. But more importantly, how'd you get this footage? And that's how it happened. And that's how it went. And I'm surprised it took this long, too. So now what are we going to have to do? You got to take your shoes off before you get on the airplane. Now you got to check your cell phone wherever you go. Now everyone's going to have to take off their friggin' glasses because of these hump faces who wanted to go viral wearing their $500 Metas.
Can you imagine if Alex Cora had that kind of technology when he was still with Houston?
Oh, Coach, you never told me you wore contacts. What's up with the glasses? Oh, I just found out I had astigmatism. That's just people develop these midlife sometimes. You never know.
Since they've taken all the garbage cans out of the dugout, this is all we have left to use.
Yeah, now that you mention it, who was wearing those glasses a few years ago was the guy at the Mayflower Marathon, Schuster.
Juju Smith-Schuster?
Juju Smith-Schuster, he was wearing them.
Oh, so was he able to see all of the drops he had for the Patriots in 2020 vision?
I don't think he
was he recording them when he absolutely sucked after replacing Jacoby Myers?
But when confronted with a donation, he did kind of move his hands like he was shutting the camera off.
Wow.
Yeah, like a police body cam. Oh, so all of a sudden missing footage. I never said there was a donation to be made.
That is true. Like if you do wear those things though, like now I don't think, here we are on frequency modulated radio for all of Western Massachusetts and the Pioneer Valley to become hip to it finally, but I don't think a lot of people really have sort of like clued into the idea that people could constantly be recording or live streaming everything now thanks to these glasses. I think because so many people have kind of like Tom Brady, like Brady, didn't you always say that your greatest superpower on the field was your ability to like diagnose the play and read the defense beforehand, and that you had like eagle vision, like you had 20/10 eyesight? Now Tom Brady always has on a pair of like stylish Ray-Ban like clear Meta type glasses as well. Why is that? Because probably somebody's paying him to just like, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, Nagle, like there will be OnlyFans pages of people just being able to pay like $50 subscriptions a month. Like, I just want to see as Steve Nagle lives. That's all I want. I just want to walk. I just want to walk a mile in Nagle's shoes, and now I can for $49.95 on his Metascreen.
How many times a day does a man grab his crotch?
Boy,
we have to look at this.
Does he have IBS? Because this guy spends half his day on the toilet.
Yeah, what's going on?
I mean, if someone were paying me like $20 million, I think you'd be surprised how much that would affect my vision. I'd see things totally different if I had $20 million a year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I was just thinking earlier as well, like, here we are in like the latter half of August, right? And everyone's trying to figure out kind of, this is one of those like, we talk about like, ooh, this is like one of the sneaky best times of year, like early October when you have baseball playoffs starting, the NFL season's in gear, college football is cranking, NBA's about to tip off, like, and everyone has to spend their weekend Instagramming their trips to the orchards and their kids in piles of leaves and cleaning ticks off the kids and eating cider donuts and everything, right? Late August is like the reverse of that. It's like, all right, I want more summer, but I know it has to end because that's how we live in New England, and I've got a bunch of things I wanted to do, and I haven't finished everything. And now everyone's going back to school. Like I've heard reports of like the deep South, people in Florida and Alabama have been back in school since the beginning of August. Half of them probably need it. And now some people are even going slightly offensive joke coming in 3, 2, 1. And now people in Massachusetts and in New England are also going back to school already?
So in Springfield, the kids start a week from today.
What is up with that? Why are they going back to school so freaking early? It's not like growing up, you didn't get the stomach ache until after the Jerry Lewis telethon finished on Labor Day Monday, because then you knew Tuesday was back to school shopping and you would go back to school on Wednesday. This is like daylight savings. Why can't people leave time-honored traditions alone around here?
I don't really understand it myself, because I think what happened is that a lot of teachers' unions decided to get a little lax on some of this stuff and say, yeah, we'll go early. Maybe we'll get a few more days of our summer vacation on the front end. Well, you know what? The back end's a pretty good end, too. And I can't even imagine if I were a kid, having to go back on the 24th to school to learn stuff. That would be awful.
Yeah. I mean, like, just imagine if you were like if you were Nagle having to go to school to learn stuff, period.
Well, I mean, that was always a difficult task for me to do, but it was always the day after Labor Day was the first day of school.
Always.
And I don't know when that changed, but it changed, and it's I'm not in agreement with that.
No, I'm not in favor of it at all either. Like, Labor Day was great. Like, your parents had their friends over for one last cookout, and, maybe your Uncle Frank or Uncle Phil came over, and he had a very lax policy on checking the cooler to see how many Miller Lights he had in there, so you sneak a few while you're watching Al TV on MTV all day long, and you're like, now this is living. And then later on, it's like, wow, the kids are all slurring their words. Has anyone checked Uncle Frank's cooler?
My wife went back to work today, and the whole week is like professional development, which is kind of like the NFL preseason. It's like it doesn't matter, but you're still required to be there in case you get cut by the end of the before the season actually begins. And that's what it's like. No one wants to be there, but they have to be there because it's a requirement of the job. It's awful.
Yeah, and you mentioned that as well. Like, can you believe, guys, as we sit here, as the crow flies, that definitely doesn't apply, but I felt like saying it. We are 23 days away from the kickoff of the 2026 NFL season. Patriots are at Seahawks. Does it feel like the kickoff of the NFL season is in 3 freaking weeks?
It not only doesn't feel like it, the fact that they're playing on a Wednesday night seems crazy to me.
Yeah, the Celtics opened their season in October on a freaking Tuesday afternoon in Detroit. I mean, we talking Sox Tigers, or we talking Pistons Celtics? Nothing says, hey, you have a chance of playing meaningful basketball in June, like having you open up your city on a Tuesday, your season on Tuesday afternoon in Detroit. And the Patriots play Wednesday night football because they have a Thursday night or a Friday night game in Australia as well. And now I'm like, how am I supposed to labor through? How am I supposed to give 2 flying Foxborough fun bags about 2 more pretend season games coming up? You got to be kidding me. The longer we do this, like, play 1 preseason game so everyone remembers what it's like to put on the pads and get hit and get tuned up. But otherwise, this preseason football, this is absolutely gridiron non-alcoholic beer. It looks like beer, smells like beer. Sometimes it may even taste a little bit like beer, but it's not friggin' beer, and I want the real thing. So let's just get everyone back to school, be miserable, suck it up, and flash forward to 3 weeks from now. Go Pats.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
All right, we'll talk to you next week when
All right. We'll keep talking then as well.
All right, sounds good. Fitzy from TownieNews.com. It's 8:23 on Rock 102.
Leather shorts make me feel free.
Yeah, like the overall version of leather shorts.
Yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Yeah. Speaking of lederhosen, I was watching this video of this. What do they call it? What do they call them girls? The ones that dress up in that stuff.
Like barmaids or
whatever it
sure.
was. This she had 18 steins of beer.
Oh yeah,
and she walks to the table. And she looks like she's going to spill them all, but she safely gets them to the table, and a whole group of guys are like, doing the whole thing. And then, but somebody froze the video, and it zoomed in on her arm, and her arm was like looking at like boulders, like they were just, you have to have that kind of strength.
Oh, you have to have some serious upper body strength to be holding that many steins of beer at once.
Yeah, it's that's a crazy amount of steins to be bringing to a table like that.
Back when I was a regular drinking beer from a stein, I always felt that holding on to a stein, it's a heavy leaden glass, a good stein. I always found that holding on to it for an extended period of time was exhausting. So that's why I either put the stein down or finished the stein, gave myself a little bit of a break before ordering another one. So I would only have like maybe 7 or 8 steins of beer at a night.
No, that's a very low amount.
Oh yeah. If you're at like an Oktoberfest or a Rocktoberfest, you gotta hoist.
Oh, there's lots of hoisting.
There's lots of hoisting. But I didn't have the upper body strength or the strong enough shoulders. I think I threw out a rotator cuff at a Mayfest once. But nevertheless, you need strength, power.
You get a gal like that who's got the upper body strength. Mm-hmm. How many Pat Kellys do you think she could hoist?
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Probably crack a few over her kneecaps too.
Probably.
Although I'd probably wait until after he's digested all those delicious lobster rolls he snarfed down on the Thursday or Friday.
Well, I told you. I mean, I could care less about the Schremmerhorn's lobster roll. It's probably not good anyway.
Oh, my God. These are fighting words.
Well, I'm just assuming. I don't know because I don't have one in front of me. You know who has a really good one? Captain Jack's Roadside Shack. They have the best lobster roll around.
I'm sure they're both delicious.
That I have tried. Number 2, Panera Bread.
Oh, my gosh.
And number 3,
Subway.
Applebee's. Well, Applebee's. I was going to go. Well, okay, you know what? We'll split the difference. Subway's got a decent lobster roll.
It's 8:30. We got news next to Rock 102. Radio Icon, Steve Nagle.
Country Nissan.
There
you go. What are we doing here? There was a bad accident on a motorcycle. A motorcycle rider was airlifted to a hospital Saturday night after a crash involving a pickup truck. The Bernardston Fire Department stated that crews were called around 9:05 p.m. To Greenfield Road in Leiden for a report of a motor vehicle crash involving a motorcycle. A landing zone for life flight was set up at Avery Field for the motorcyclist to be flown to Bay State Medical Center. Fire officials say that the rider had sustained non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the other vehicle, a pickup truck, was evaluated at the scene and had no injuries. The cause of the crash is being investigated by the Bernardston Fire Department. Parents are purchasing school supplies to prepare for their children for the upcoming academic year, with the average expected spending reaching over $700 per parent.
$700?
Are they including clothing?
That's what I was thinking. It has to.
The shopping rush comes as school districts prepare to open classes next week, as families gather items such as folders, binders, pencils, pens, erasers, backpacks, and electronics. Parents are expressing contrasting perspectives on the necessity of traditional school supplies. While some parents view physical materials as essential to student preparation, others question the requirement for extensive shopping lists as instruction shifts towards computer-based learning. However, other parents express hesitation over purchasing items that quickly go unused due to digital learning. Francesca Robles, a mother from Springfield, noted that the technology has replaced many traditional items in her child's routine. My kid last year stopped using a backpack probably after the first 2 weeks of school because everything was done in school on a computer. So then it kind of makes you question, why even buy school supplies? Despite differing opinions among parents regarding school supply lists, students are looking forward to returning to the classroom. No, they're not.
No, they're not. No kid wants to end their summer.
Well, this kid, Madison, a fifth grader in Northampton, expressed excitement about learning in her English and science classes this year. Okay, there are some kids out there who are excited about going back to school, but there's a threshold. I think it's like middle school. Mm-hmm. That it turns like your outlook starts changing a little bit.
You know, Steve, as far back as I can recall, even as far back as, say, like kindergarten or elementary school, mm-hmm. I never looked forward to that first day of school. And those that did were primarily dorks. Can I just say that? Is that wrong to say they were dorks?
You didn't get excited about going to the first day of school from like kindergarten through maybe third grade?
Listen, like any other kid, I was excited to put on a fresh pair of Toughskins on that first day of school. But for the most part, I didn't really want to end my summer. I wanted summer to begin all year long. And you know what? As an adult, I don't like seeing summer end either. I told you, my wife is going back today to get ready for the kids who return to school on Monday. It's like she's got more summer in her. I know she does. And if you asked her, she'd probably say, "Oh yeah, I could have extended this a few more weeks."
You know who I feel really excited for?
Who?
Those teachers that are scheduled to go to Plymouth Plantation. That to me is the most exciting part.
Which part? Getting there or leaving?
Both, and enjoying Mayflower 2 Electric Boogaloo.
There's also Plymouth Rock. You know, that's a great tourist destination.
But it wasn't a rock. It was a rock lobster.
I didn't have that. Didn't have it ready.
It doesn't matter if you had it ready or not. But either way, that would be the one. You know, I've been on several field trips for my kids throughout the years.
Right.
We've been to that nature preserve over in East Hampton.
Right.
All right, I guess, you know. We've been to, there was another place we went for a walk.
A walk?
Deerfield. The Deerfield Village.
That's nothing.
That's sweatshop colonial times.
Yeah. When I was right. I mean, when I was a kid, it'd be like the Boston Museum of Science.
Yeah.
Or the Boston Aquarium or something like that.
No, man. I'm telling you, Plymouth Plantation is where it's at. And it's not even called Plymouth Plantation anymore.
What are they calling it now?
I don't know, because plantation apparently
it has a bad connotation.
Racist connotations to it. But it's called Plymouth.
They're calling it Plymouth's biggest waste of money.
Plymouth Plantation, but it's called, what is it called now? The Plymouth Patuxent Museum.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yeah.
They still have people working there pretending they're actual pilgrims?
Yes. And they're the one, my favorite is the Native American texting.
Yes.
Forgot that he might have been part of the
vaping and with his Apple Watch on his hand.
Yeah, he's got fox pelts.
Yep,
and a
which
jitterbug.
Which he hides in a Target bag.
A jitterbug. He's got a jitterbug phone. With the big numbers on.
Right.
Well, he can't hardly see because they didn't have optometry as they do. As they did today. You got to see the big numbers on the phone.
You gotta.
Yeah. You ever see those big? I have one. I bought it at a thrift store last year just because the giant remote controls.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah, it's for so Grandma could figure out which button was volume and which one was the channel changer.
She still needed help with it.
Yeah, but still, I mean, at least you could read the numbers. That's what these Native Americans were doing at Plymouth. What is it called? Patuxent Village or whatever the hell it is. Yeah, that's what they were doing. They were trying to learn how to use a cell phone for the first time with their jitterbugs. Jitterbugs that was the OG cell phone for them.
You imagine it's 1643, 1620 or whatever it was, and 1620. How all these Native Americans standing around Plymouth saying, "You believe these kids and their smoke signals?" We didn't have smoke signals when I was a kid.
We never had as many smoke signals as we did with these folks here. Who is they were the first ones to start the Nextdoor app, by the way.
The next wigwam.
Yeah. And they're like, who are these people complaining next door? Who are these neighbors moving into our neighborhood and then coming in complaining that we don't have enough resources around here? There's not enough food to go around for everybody.
So we have to show them how to plant corn.
Yeah, they're coming in making fun of our wigwams. Here they are building their houses out of hay.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and all of a sudden, we've got it all wrong.
Yeah.
We're the ones who are less than.
Who was the first poke on Facebook back in that day?
Pocahontas.
Yes, there
Yeah,
you go.
right, of
Thank you
course.
very much. Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
She was the first one to poke on Facebook.
At least that's what the history books say.
And the only person now left poking on Facebook is a former program director from Little Guy. The little guy.
You know what? I don't even understand why the pokes came back.
He's the only poke I've gotten on Facebook in like 20 years. He still uses that feature.
I know he does.
Yeah.
I stopped poking back 20 years ago.
Why?
I don't know. I just stopped poking. I said enough of that.
No more poking?
I've got pokes. Oh my God! I'm looking at the pokes now.
Well, at your age, you can't really poke as much as you used to be.
I wouldn't randomly poke anybody I didn't know on Facebook, and even that, I don't feel comfortable.
You're not poking anybody without a blue chew these days.
No, not
or a Hims.
I go row.
You know, I like the people that complain to us about because we have ads that are on our streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
The ads are catered to you. And the one guy was complaining to us going, how many times do we need to hear these Blue Chew ads? I'm like, stop searching for it because that's what's coming out. Or stop talking about your ED because it's catered to you, sir.
How come I keep getting these ads in your stream about how to increase the size of your penis?
And my lack of testosterone. What's
and apparently about it, incontinence. How come I'm getting all these ads?
Yeah, and I don't drink Celsius much anymore. Why am I keep getting the ads for those, along with Hims? You're Pioneer Valley. Oh my God! Look at the time.
15 hours, 8 minutes, and 2 seconds.
Let's get going.
All right. So, but this is the 5th year of the
Sixth.
Sixth?
Yes.
Oh, well, I got information back.
This will be the
sixth.
sixth
This
year.
will be the sixth.
Yes.
Right.
6 years going strong with this thing. You've had all local winners before
Yes.
throughout the area. What is the criteria that people are looking for when they're submitting nominations for these?
When you're nominating your everyday hero, it does not have to be a first responder, fire, police. It could be, but it could be someone who helps out a neighbor. It could be someone who goes food shopping for a neighbor or takes an elderly person for a haircut. Someone in your life that you've perceived to be an everyday hero.
And the grand prize for this is a Hyundai Tucson.
Yes, a 2026 Hyundai Tucson SEL. It's $35,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about this is the recipient of this doesn't have to pay the taxes on the vehicle.
That's right. The Western Mass Hyundai dealers pay for everything: sales tax, everything, registration. Here's the keys. Here's your brand new car.
And you agreed to that?
We love doing this. We absolutely love doing this. And in the past, the winners, as you said, have been local, and we've given away the car at different locations throughout. And this year's location it's a super secret location. I can't tell you, but it's a big location. It's going to be awesome.
Now, in the past, I mean, obviously you've had 5 winners already.
Yes.
In the past, did any of these people have any indication?
None.
That they were even nominated?
Zero. And speaking of that, if you've nominated a hero in the past and they haven't won, you can nominate them again. So go to HyundaiSaluteTheHeroes.com and in 300 words or less, be as creative as you can be and describe why your everyday hero deserves to win a new Hyundai Tucson.
I mean, these winners that we're talking about, and we've listed them off in the past, I mean, they must be just completely stunned. One, that they've won anything. 2, it's a car. Then 3, that their efforts are even noticed in some ways. I mean, a lot of people do things without looking for acknowledgement. They're looking for any sort of validation for it.
In the past, we've had Ada's from Ada's Food Truck. That was our winner last year, and she selflessly gives away food 3 times a week to all people that are needy. We've had Bob the Bike Man. We've had him before. We've had Jess Miller has won in the past, and Kristen Mancuso has won. Yeah, Westfield High School teacher. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's to think about. Try to think about that. You're just minding your own business. All of a sudden, Gary Rome's knocking on your door. I don't even know if you bring the dog with you, but
Dogs are there.
But you bring the car at least. I mean, that's unbelievable.
So when the recipient, when they've learned that they've won this hero award, who is the initial? Is it like a you guys call personally to the thing, or is it part of the
well,
the
they
Hyundai
identify.
dealerships?
We have to vet them, of course, and make sure. But yeah, we invite them to this super secret location, and they have no idea until their name is called and announced and said, that car over there is your car.
See, that's kind of a weird thing. Meet Gary Rome at this location at 4 o'clock.
No. So we also gave it away at the Thunderbirds game, right?
Oh,
so we
okay.
had invited
Yeah.
folks to go to the Thunderbirds game, and then during one of the intermissions, we brought the car out on the ice and invited the winner to come out there. What am I doing here? Well, I don't know. Get out here. We'll tell you in a second.
It's not exactly a title transfer, but it's just something similar to that.
Yeah.
So last year, when you guys went through this, how many nominations did you wind up having to go through?
Over
in order to pick?
500.
Now, who among you has to be the one responsible for sifting through 500 nominees?
The directors for our advertising company and others go through those.
So it's not like you're sitting there in between selling Hyundais looking to.
But there are at least 5 or 10 that stand out.
Yeah.
So you can tell.
Gary Rome from Gary Rome Hyundai is in the studio. If someone wanted to nominate somebody for the Salute to Heroes, what should they do?
Go to HyundaiSaluteToHeroes.com right now and describe in 300 words or less. Be as creative. You can use ChatGPT if you want to be creative. It doesn't really matter, but be as creative as you can and describe why your everyday hero should win a brand new 2026 Hyundai Tucson, all taxes and fees included.
All loaded?
Loaded,
yes. Like all the features, everything is in
there?
Extra cup
and
holders.
As you know, all Hyundais come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty and 5 years, 60,000 miles bumper to bumper, and 5 years unlimited mileage roadside assistance. It's all included.
You should sell cars.
You think?
Yeah.
It sounds like you almost know what you're talking about.
Well, it's interesting because we were talking about the business we're in. I'll be quick. And we're in the hospitality business. And I tell all our team, we are actors on a stage, and our job is to provide the most memorable performance that our clients will want to come back for an encore. So you don't get to Broadway overnight. You need to practice. So if I wake you up at 2 a.m, you should be able to tell me exactly. You should be able to
there you
tell
go.
me.
All right.
The Hyundai Salute to Heroes. Again, go to HyundaiSaluteToHeroes.com.
Yes, sir.
Gary Rome, good to see you.
Good to see you. Good
Thanks
to be
for
here.
coming in.